all of you for coming here today. You know, we've had a tremendous 30-year partnership with Hilton, and this is just the culmination of so much great work that we've been able to do together. So thank you again, Leonard, to you and your team. You know, I want to share that Shamin's history is deeply intertwined with Chesterfield County. My father moved to Chesterfield County, believe it or not, 52 years ago, when he was 28 years old. So he has spent the most of his life here in Chesterfield County. He bought his first motel, a roadside motel in Chester, the Old Stage Motor Lodge. We lived in that motel. We lived in 2 rooms at the end of that 60-unit roadside motel. And then he bought a mobile home. We lived in a mobile home on site on that motel. And Mr. Engel, I'm sorry if we violated any zoning laws 40 years ago, but you know, it was a tremendous experience. Thank you. And then he built his first house in Chester in 1992, where he and my mother still live today, and where I grew up. I attended Chesterfield County Public Schools. I attended Harrogate Elementary. I attended Chester Middle, which is no longer there anymore. And, you know, of course, our headquarters are here in Chester. But, you know, for me, when I look at the site, what's most remarkable, which many of you may not know, I was born right here at Chippendale Hospital, which is right across the street. I was born here 47 years ago. So in many ways, I've come back full circle to this community, which is just amazing to me. So, you know, it's no surprise then my father, with his deep roots in Chesterfield, wanted to think about how he could give back to the community. And he started realizing that Chesterfield was really missing a place to hold events. You know, the community had a tremendous amount of celebrations, but there weren't a lot of great places to have events. So in 2000, he bought a piece of property in central Chesterfield, and he got some community members together and built a nonprofit events facility. And that events facility is still here today. It hosts many events, many weddings, celebrations. VSU has had alumni appreciation events, and it's really a great amenity for the community. It's still a nonprofit community run by one part-time associate, and I know many of our board members have been to that facility, have engaged with our community there, so thank you for your support. So, you know, it was natural that with the success of that facility, county leadership and Shamin started thinking, what's next? What more can we do, right? What more can we do together? And so that's how conversations about this conference center began. And then at the same time, Dr. Casey mentioned there's a name that can't be spoken across the street, which I will say is Cloverleaf Mall. And the reason I mention it is that it was the first indoor mall in the Richmond region. And the reason I mention that is that it speaks to the strength of this location right here, right? This location was the first location for an indoor mall in the entire Richmond region. So county leadership was smart. They thought, we want to make sure that the front doorstep of Chesterfield County continues to remain vibrant. So it made perfect sense that that priority of revitalizing Cloverleaf Mall and our priority of creating an event center for the county would be combined into one project. And that's what we did. The county purchased that Cloverleaf Mall site, rebranded it Stonebridge. They brought Kroger in as an anchor developer. And my understanding is that that Kroger is the highest grossing Kroger in the Richmond region, which again speaks to the strength and the accessibility of that location to the 1.3 million people that live in the Richmond region. So we worked with county officials and county leadership to design a hotel in 2019. It was an Embassy Suites hotel and conference center, another Hilton brand, because we were catering to the growing amounts of sports tourism that was coming into the county, and that was the ideal brand for that segment of the population. As we all know, 2020, we experienced the global COVID-19 pandemic. Our plans were delayed, but I'll tell you, this community was resilient. Chesterfield rebounded rapidly and became the fastest growing county in the Commonwealth of Virginia. And the Commonwealth of Virginia, thanks to Governor Youngkin's leadership, became one of the fastest growing states in the country. And as Governor Youngkin shared a few weeks ago, he has attracted $140 billion worth of new capital investment into the Commonwealth. And he just told me 5 minutes ago, there's another announcement coming later today, and I apologize if I spilled the beans on that. So, that's more than the last 4 administrations combined, believe it or not. Let's give them a round of applause, please. So, it made sense for us to not only revisit this project, but reimagine it, right? We decided to move the project to Springline because the county had tremendous success at Stonebridge, which is across the street, and they had turned their attention to this side of Midlothian Turnpike, which is called Springline. This $1 billion, 42-acre development, which will clearly serve as a case study for future communities. This project, the Hilton, will anchor this Springline development. We decided to increase the meeting space. We added an outdoor ballroom terrace, which is not seen in hotels these days, but is a new amenity that meeting attendees want after the COVID-19 pandemic. Right, Jareen? We also added a rooftop restaurant and bar with vistas of downtown Richmond. We added a rooftop infinity pool modeled after the iconic Marina Bay Sands Hotel in Singapore. We added a second floor private meeting event center because we wanted to deliver on the county leadership's mission for Springline, which is meet me at Springline. Right, Dr. Casey? Dr. Casey told me that was his vision, and we listened clearly. We also wanted to make it family friendly, so we added a second floor indoor-outdoor beer garden with views overlooking Celebration Park, which we plan to activate with festivals and events. And then we upgraded the interior design to deliver on our promise of elevating your gatherings and inspiring every guest. And then, believe it or not, we took it one step further. Working with Leonard's team, we wanted this to be the premier meetings and events venue on the East Coast. So we branded it the Mondelle, which I'm sharing for the first time today. Thank you. Thank you. Mondelle comes from the French word monde, meaning the world. And I think it's very fitting for this project, which is based here in Midlothian, because Midlothian has so many natural elements that are found across the world. If you think about our natural streams, Dr. Casey mentioned Buffon streams, the rolling hills, the natural stone that's found in the quarries in Midlothian. Those are all found across the world. And at the same time, this hotel has been meticulously designed to cater to today's world travel with multiple food and beverage offerings serving international cuisine, for numerous outdoor gathering spaces providing vistas of greenery and beautiful scenery, and of course, state-of-the-art technology. So, as the Chief Development Officer at Hilton shared with me, he said, Neil, this is the modern expression of this storied Hilton brand. So I want to welcome you to Chesterfield, welcome you to Midlothian, and welcome you to the Mondelle. Thank you. So I want to quickly just, finish where I started, and that's by saying thank you. Foremost, I have to thank our 3,000 plus Shamin associates, many of which are here today, have worked tirelessly every single day to take care of our guests, have worked especially hard over the last couple of days during this inclement weather to get to work, to take care of their families, to take care of our guests. We have two of our longest serving associates with us here today that I wanted to recognize. I wanted to invite them to this monumental celebration. When I recognize you, if you can please stand, I'd appreciate it. Luana Samuel, who's a front desk associate in our Portland Chester. And Elizabeth Agusi, who's a room attendant at Holland Express Chester. They have been with Shamin Hotels for 20 years, and there are many more passionate associates just like them spread across our company that have created this solid foundation that enable us to build hotels like the Mondelle and overcome obstacles like the pandemic. And then finally, I want to thank all of you, our community leaders who have supported us in our 40-year history. It's because of you we've been able to deliver, believe it or not, $1 billion worth of tax revenue over the course of our history back to our localities. And our goal is to deliver another $1 billion over the next 15 years. So we appreciate your support. Thank you so much. Now it's my honor to introduce my good friend, Governor Youngkin, who really needs no introduction. As I mentioned, he's delivered record economic investment for the Commonwealth, record state revenues for the Commonwealth. And one fact that I think he's proud of that he may not share as often is that he has created positive net migration for the state. And what I mean by that is, before Governor Youngkin took office, the previous 10 years, Virginia was losing residents. More people were leaving Virginia than moving to Virginia, which, as you know, is a death spiral. And he quickly reversed that trend. We were ranked 41st in the country for net migration, and now we are ranked 9th. And this is a true story. When Governor Youngkin took office, he shared with myself and other business leaders that he keeps a whiteboard in his office, and he tracks how many people come into Virginia and how many people leave Virginia. And this is at the beginning of his term. Well, Governor Youngkin, I think this is going to be one of the many case studies that will be done about your administration. Ladies and gentlemen, the 74th Governor of the Commonwealth of Virginia, Governor Glenn Youngkin.